to risk.
I gotta love the energy, Gavin. I'm your host, Chatmendy, with my co-host, Mo Sadness. Today we'll be doing Week 5 Power Rankings. I mean predictions. I have no Power Rankings this week because we missed last week and that happened. I don't want to talk about it. So the Rams beat the Seahawks in what was almost as bad as that Vikings Browns game. Not quite, but almost.
Yay.
That game was awful. Anyway, you want... hold on. You want this one, or you want the Jets Falcons every other, or you want the Lions Vikings every other?
I'll take Jets Falcons.
All right. Talk about
So
the London game.
That's the London game.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't really know what the NFL people are thinking. They said this is just a game they won in London. But more on, they're probably thinking, we have fans now, so it's not for good games. But so we have a game has probably no impact. Really but
This is just who's the better tank, who can lose the best. It's two of the worst quarterbacks in the league just going head to head while Calvin Ridley stays in the States and Corey Davis exists. I don't even remember who I had picked to win this. Hold on. I think I might have chose the Jets after I heard Calvin Ridley is not coming. Not that it matters, because the Falcons don't play offense anyway. Yeah, it's Cordell Patterson, but he's the best player in the NFL as of now. I did pick the Jets. Why I picked the Jets? Zach Wilson can't possibly throw an interception to a team with 0 DBs.
Sheffield, that would have been 7.
Hey, there's a big fan of the Falcons franchise. Knows Kendall Sheffield. Starting safety. It's because Devontae Casey was so bad that I got 15 different safeties and Sheffield won the starting job out of all of them, and he used to be a corner. Yeah, this game's going to be bad. I will not be waking up on time for it. If I wake up and it's like halftime, I might consider watching it, but I will not be. Alright, speaking of another game I probably won't watch, it's Lions Vikings. This is a bad game. I think the Vikings will probably... the Falcons, because they have majority on Yahoo, and yeah, the Falcons, I guess. Vikings-Lions, the Vikings will probably win this game, but they've gotten down this really nice trend this year of making sure every single game is a one-possession game, and then losing most of them. They beat the Seahawks. Good for them. There's whatever that was against the Browns. I'm not sure what either team was really doing there.
That's actually how every game of Vikings this season is going.
Yeah, there's that Cardinals thing. They probably should have won that. They didn't. My mind actually doesn't remember before that. Chatmendy is a different beast. You see, normal Chatmendy says some wild stuff. Chatmendy doesn't even remember what happened in the last Sunday of football.
Week 1, the Vikings.
Bengals. They lost to the Bengals.
They lost in overtime.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Vikings will probably win this though. Detroit's really bad. No matter how hard that team plays, that team is atrocious.
I'm actually going to go with the opposite. I'm going to go with the Lions against the Vikings. I think the Vikings managed to play so bad, and they need to play good, that just Detroit's heart alone is going to get them.
I think the Vikings will stumble their way magically into a playoff spot just by beating bad teams and looking mediocre all season. Kind of like the Bears did last year, and that's only because of the Seahawks. Russell Wilson got hurt, so that's the only reason. So Vikings, you have a chance. Congratulations. Maybe. Just beat a bad team. I guess they did beat the Seahawks, and they're a pretty bad team.
They're gonna actually lose to every team they're supposed to beat. They're gonna beat teams they're supposed to lose to.
Greg Joseph didn't get the memo, so that's why they didn't beat the Cardinals. Alright, Cavins. Washington, New Orleans. Man, these are a lot of bad games this week. There's a lot of...
It's a lot of bad games, but they're also up here. I got a football team.
I also got a football team, but I think that's just my cognitive bias.
It is. Like, I definitely think that's the Saints. But...
Taylor Heineke has been the best football team quarterback in the last 36 years from the last 4 weeks. For the first 4 weeks of the season.
That wasn't that bad.
No, statistically, Taylor Heineke has been the best. That is a fact. He has the most touchdowns out of any quarterback and the best passer rating out of any quarterback over the last 36 years in the first 4 weeks of the season, who has started has started a majority of the games. He's that's not a great lineage. Let's not like pretend like it is. Like they've had like 47 quarterbacks over that time. Taylor Heineke being the best of all the garbage is, as I like to call him, the Heineking. But honestly,
the Saints are just so inconsistent. Like you lose to the Giants, you're gonna be marked down to lose this game. Like.
I think I don't even think they lost the last game because of Jameis. I don't think that was a Jameis' fault thing.
They actually aren't letting Jameis throw the football.
Exactly. He had one Jameis game, and they're like, you know what, Taysom Hill, you get everything within the 30-yard line.
As someone who watched James Winston play a lot of upsetting football, I think he deserves to play more than what he's doing.
Jameis Winston is just not being allowed to be Jameis Winston, which is the Bucs went 8-8 with Jameis Winston, I believe, right? That was their last record with him.
Was really bad.
They had 0 DBs. Like the fact that and they still don't. That's kind of been a thing they never fixed. They're like, you know what? Instead of getting a corner or a safety, let's just get 15 pass rushers and hope that fixes the problem. So when they don't get pressure, they tend to lose.
With Darrelle Revis and Keith Lee and Ron Barber.
Yes, you know, all of those in their prime on the Buccaneers. I guess I keep Talib. Rondé Barber at that time would have been safety, right? Because he would have been old.
He was a corner and a safety. He played both during that time. It was 2 seasons.
Yeah, he would have been old, so he was probably, yeah.
It was Darrelle Revis after his ACL tear.
Akeem Talib was just slow. I mean, that's kind of like the Bucs now. They have. Actually, they don't really have anyone. Is Carlton Davis still healthy?
No, they're all hurt. All 3 of them. You got Richard Sherman. That's the guy.
Oh, there you go. There's Akeem Talib.
Actually, no. He's more the run advisor.
Yeah, but he's not going to play safety. He's too stubborn to do that.
That's true.
Anyway, another terrible, terrible game. We have the Texans and the Patriots. I forgot this was happening. I picked the Patriots to win just because this Texans team is just atrocious. And
this is another game where Mac Jones did play really well.
Bill Belichick tends to dominate rookie QBs and rookie coaches. Yeah, Davis Mills hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been like even decent. He's just there, which is, I guess, the most you can really ask for him.
He was a 4th round quarterback. He's planning to start with the team.
Hey, he was the first Texans pick in that draft. Put some respect on his name.
Sure.
Because they didn't have a first or second round pick, and they took him the third. I don't know what you mean. Stud. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. You can't make me. You can't physically make me talk about this game. You talk about the battle for Florida.
Miami versus Tampa.
Yes, sir.
Jacoby Brissett gonna have his opportunity to play against the worst passing defense in NFL history.
And that's saying something because the Titans are in the NFL.
True. So basically, it has to be Jacoby Brissett because the Patriots have maybe rushing yards against the Colts. And the Patriots have a better running game than the Dolphins.
Who's even starting anymore on that team? Malcolm Brown?
It's Miles Gaskin, I'm pretty sure.
Is he still starting? I haven't heard his name. Has he done anything?
He hasn't done much, but I think he stays starter.
Great.
But yeah, so Jacoby Brissett, you actually threw a bunch of good passes, but they just kind of don't catch it with it stuff. So
I think Jacoby Brissett is a good backup quarterback, but he's a prime example of how much better a starting quarterback is than what a backup caliber player is. Because Jacoby Brissett can do fine, right? He can just be there, but he's not going to win you any games, which is an issue. Because in order to be a good team, you have to win games. And he's not even that good of one, because he makes some weird decisions sometimes. He doesn't have the best arm. And you can't be a good...
There's a lot of deep passes being a game manager.
You can't be a good game manager when your team doesn't have a running game or an offensive line or a pass rush or linebackers, actually, or anything really. The Dolphins team has just been disappointing, and the Bucks, I think Tom Brady probably wants to kill the Dolphins.
They do tend to hurt him.
He's gonna be like, oh yeah, you remember the Miami Miracle? You remember that? I remember that. 55 points.
55 yard rush against the Dolphins.
They play Gronk at safety the entire game, even though he's probably still gonna be out.
His rib injury. I mean, we need some more secondary help.
He'll just be. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. That's. Who are you guys possibly gonna like?
I don't know.
Like you're gonna have to bring in Kevin King from the Packers if you're in CB1 at this rate.
He would be. He's better than Richard Sherman.
Speaking of Kevin King, let's move on to the Packers and the Bengals. Now, I've been a big fan of the Bengals this year. They've. Anyway, the Bengals have won games. Yeah, they're leading the AFC North somehow. How I'm not. I haven't put it together yet. Granted, they've had a pretty easy schedule. They've beaten the Vikings, who aren't good. They lost. Who they lose to?
Lost the Bears.
They lost to the Bears, who are also not good. That's because Joe Burrow forgot. He just got the colors confused. That's all it was.
I think he was concussed too.
Yeah, he might have been. But then he played. They played week 3. The Steelers. They beat the Steelers, and then they pretty much. They looked like they were gonna lose to the Jaguars, and then the Jaguars remembered, oh wait, we're the Jaguars, and then started sucking again. But no matter how much belief I have in the Bengals, I think the Packers are just so much better than the Bengals in just every way.
Survivor pick for the week.
Yeah, you picked the football team last week, right? And then you almost got eliminated. Thank God for J.D. McKissick, Chatmendy legend.
Yeah. I just knew it had to come down to it.
You just put all your trust in the J.D. McKissick and Taylor Heinicke.
Yes.
I feel like the Bengals could surprise people and probably make this game competitive. But I think when it comes down to it, it's the Packers are just better. Although Jamar Chase has been really fucking good. He can't catch the ball, everyone said after the preseason. He's gonna be Nelson Aguilar!
Three Alabama players, so it's more receptions than
how many touchdowns do they have, and how many targets do they have? How often is Jamar Chase getting open?
A lot of targets.
Which one is it? Devontae Smith? He is a bunch, right?
Najee Harris.
Oh, Najee Harris, right?
40 targets.
Yeah, Juju's like non-existent on that Steelers team. But speaking of the Steelers, Gavin, let's move on to the Broncos versus the Steelers.
This game. Drew Lock versus Big Ben. Every quarterback involved was on one team.
Yeah, in the online CFM, which I would have streamed today, but I had this coming and I don't feel well. I don't think it's COVID, but it could be.
Big Ben.
Sucks. He sucks.
He will soon give up, but he decided not to yet. And therefore gets to play against the amazing Drew Lock.
This is really truly a battle of who wants it less.
Honestly, whichever one of them chooses to throw the ball less is probably going to win. It's just a matter of who it is. Now, both of them are going to get hit in the face because the Broncos' line is better. The Steelers' D-line is better. So, it's going to be a lot of sacks. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a boring game.
Hey, maybe Noah Fant will have a good game, and maybe Jerry Judy's probably not going to play. Cortland Sutton, maybe? I know he wants money. Tim Patrick's, like, good. I get somehow. He's only good when they all of a sudden needs 50 yards to get down the field quickly, and then he's just wide open. Sure. KJ Hamler hasn't existed. I feel like the Broncos team plays its best when it's running through its two running backs.
It definitely does. You need good touches to win. Definitely nerves a lot.
As long as you don't put the ball in his hands, you should be fine. Unfortunately, Steelers, they'll probably keep trying to throw screen passes on 3rd and 15 and just think that's gonna work. Was it what they threw on like 4th and like 10 or something?
And people complained about the Jets-Titans game taking broadcast.
You wanted to watch that? At least it's funny to laugh at the Titans. Like that was just miserable to watch. Like, what did you think was going to happen? The Steelers are outmatched in every way by the Packers. Because the Packers have the two biggest advantages over the Steelers. The offensive line and the quarterback. The two most important positions on the field is the offensive line and the quarterback. And the Steelers have terrible of both. You're not going to win football games when you have terrible of both. Deontay Johnson good, though. He hasn't dropped anything this year, which is abnormal for him.
Honestly, I want to see Dwayne Haskins. So I know just do a little pop.
I have to check who I picked to win this game, because I don't remember.
Chase the Broncos. I feel like they're more likely to let Drew Lock not touch the ball.
I also picked the Broncos, but that could be subject to change. Alright.
Big man just still touches the ball too much.
This is my game. Okay, so...
Big Ben's gonna have one good game in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
And then the Steelers fans will want him to get a $50 million contract for the next 10 years.
Yeah, no, he'll get extended. He'll get extended.
Don't even make it an option. He'll come back. Speaking of another terrible game, I've said this about every single game it felt like so far. We have the Eagles and the Panthers. I think the Panthers are gonna win because. What do you mean it's not a bad game? The Eagles suck and the Panthers don't have Christian McCaffrey. So we can't even watch one good player on the field. We have to watch Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold's been good.
That's great.
He's leading the league in rushing touchdowns, but I don't want to watch it. I don't even the Panthers.
The Panthers are the biggest threats to their clubs.
Hey, they got Gilmore. That's good for them. They got C.J. Henderson too on a steal. The Panthers are like the Tampa Bay Rays of the NFL. If you're trading with the Panthers, you're probably not getting enough for whatever you're giving to them.
I mean, I'd rather the Panthers be good than the Saints. So it's fine.
That's just because the Saints have been good like your entire life, and you're like, no more, please. I don't want this anymore. And the Falcons are just funny. Like, you don't want to see the Falcons be good because it's just funny if the Falcons are bad.
If the Falcons are good, you just feel bad for the Falcons fans that
Shout out Connor Eats Pants. Anyway, oh Gavin, you get to talk about this game, the Titans at Jacksonville.
You really want me to talk about this game? I feel like this is a game you want to talk about.
If the Titans lose this game,
I'll become a football team fan.
I'll become a fucking Lions fan for all I care. Like, I don't want to... It's the Jaguars, and it's not even like that one good year Jaguars team. It's the Jaguars under Urban Meyer, a team that doesn't even want to play for their head coach. So they might just throw the game so he gets fired anyway. So literally all you have to do is show up, give the ball to Derrick Henry probably like 20 times, he'll get like 500 yards rushing and then call it a day. Like, I swear to God, it isn't Thursday night. That's right. It's Sunday at 1 p.m. But
Derrick Henry only plays against the Jaguars for the second time Thursday night football.
But they have A.J. Brown this time. So maybe they'll have someone not named Chester Rogers to throw to.
Josh Reynolds not available last week?
He was, but he's Josh Reynolds. It's not like he's good. There's a reason I made jokes over the entire offseason until they got Julio Jones about Josh Reynolds being the number 2 receiver. He's not good. He's okay. He's not your number 1 guy. He shouldn't be out there going against even the Jets' number 1 DB, because they can just double cover Josh Reynolds because he's the only one of even the tiniest bit of threat against them. If the Titans don't win this game, I swear to fucking God.
We're gonna have a bad...
I'm sure you want to talk about the only good game I've seen so far here in the Browns and the Chargers.
Oh, I love that game. Alright, the Browns have played kind of sloppy but good football for like the last 3 weeks. I think they've scored like 17 points on offense in 1 or 2 games. But honestly, Justin Herbert, it's time to play good against a defense that is solid. You played against the Chiefs.
Bad defense.
You played against the Raiders. I don't know what happened. Rain delay and don't happen. You played against the Cowboys.
Penalties, flags, taunting, everything.
That was a rough ball. So I'm not blaming that loss on the Chargers. And you played against the football team, which has kind of been a letdown. That's the thing.
But Taylor Heineke, though.
He wasn't playing yet.
Well, he started after the 3rd quarter. I swear to God, if Fitzmagic comes back and starts, I'm gonna be pissed. Taylor Heineke's just been so good.
When he'll come back, he'll play like MVP caliber football with the extension. Get Taylor Heineke cut and play off. What he does.
And Taylor Heineke will probably sign to the fucking Broncos and he'll be starting next year.
Yeah.
That made the Falcons.
Just have to draft someone.
No, they don't draft quarterbacks in the first round. That's too. That'd make too much sense. Instead, they're gonna draft 25-year-old offensive lineman. Shout out Garrett Bowles, who's in his, I believe, 6th season in the NFL, and he's already 31. First round pick, by the way.
Anyways, Chargers are gonna win this one. I believe in the Chargers, and it's not because I have stuff running on the Chargers, but I think the Browns' offense is gonna need it.
I think that's just because they're not using Nick Chubb properly. Because they're using Nick Chubb like he's Kareem Hunt. So they're using them the exact same. So the defense isn't changing the way they see the running backs, because both of them are going to use the exact same way. You have to use Nick Chubb like a big power guy, even though he's very elusive too, don't get me wrong. He's using him as a big power guy, so they have to stack the box for him, and then you can get your receivers open. With Kareem Hunt, use him as like your third down back, your receiving back. You can give him like draws and stuff like that. And you can also give him power plays every once in a while. You have to mix it up, of course. But they're using him the exact same way, and it's the way that benefits Kareem Hunt more. And Kareem Hunt's good. He's very, very good. Don't get me wrong. But you have arguably the best running back in the league on your team, and you're using him like your backup, who would probably also be a top 10 running back in any other team, granted. But they need to use that ground game as if they have two of the top 10 running backs in the league, and not just one of them and a quarterback who may or may not have a shoulder.
Yeah, no, he definitely has a shoulder injury. You have the Jarvis Landry with this offense. So you have OBJ, who's not basically like 2 years.
Who's their backup?
Their backup at what? QB?
Yeah, hold.
Case Keenum?
Hold on, I'll find it in a moment. How many people trying to study? It is Case Keenum. Alright. Bears, Raiders. Oh, for fuck's sake, give me a break. This is bad. Raiders win. Go away.
Alright, I'm gonna talk about that in a bit. I don't know, Justin Fields. So the Raiders kind of stopped him now. I mean, that game was massive, but stopped Lamar, and they also stopped. Well, they stopped Big Ben. That's
stopping Big Ben is like saying, "Uh-oh, I managed to break a glass plate by throwing it on the cement floor."
They played three. Work.
Dolphins, right?
Oh, it was Jacoby Brissett. They beat Lamar. Granted, they went into overtime against Jacoby Brissett.
It's not a Raiders game unless they go into overtime.
Justin Herbert smoked Raiders.
To be fair, they made it close. They put up an effort after they were down 21 points.
Yeah.
Hey,
so, your goal is to make Justin Fields
die.
Justin Fields looked against the Browns.
AKA, just send a blitz every play, because Matt Nagy's probably going to try and run.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy's gonna be like, let's have some double routes going down the field, and we'll have this. And what else will we have? Oh, we'll have this cross over the middle. What else? Oh, no check down. Let's block the running back.
Oh yeah, David Montgomery's out.
Bad. Tariq Cohen?
Justin Fields. Tariq Cohen's still out.
Is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Damian Williams is...
Yeah. Yucky.
By the way, Tariq Cohen was here on Friday.
Was he?
Yeah,
Just chilling at your football game?
he was at the Marion football game.
Oh, of course he was. God damn it.
And then
We love money with 2 O's. He was good against the Lions. Then again, it's the Lions. The Bears suck. Matt Nagy sucks. Justin Fields not that bad. Matt Nagy sucks. I think Max Crosby's probably gonna kill Justin Fields because Max Crosby likes to kill people. Specifically,
he's gonna be up against Justin Peters.
Did you see what Myles Garrett did to Jason Peters?
They just call him Justin Peters.
He's a 40-year-old player being your starting blindside tackle. In what dimension is that going to work if your name isn't Andrew Whitworth?
He's also had like 17 injuries in the past 3 seasons.
And they're all on his leg. He's about as mobile as Big Ben at this point. Playing against...
Maybe less mobile than Big Ben. That's quite a feat.
And you saw what Max Crosby did to the last mobile quarterback he played against. Rest in peace, Lamar Jackson. But I guess Jacoby Brissett's kind of agile, but irrelevant.
He's more agile than Big Ben.
That's true. Yannick Ngakoue has been all right. They just blitz every play. Allen Robinson, they've decided is non-existent. Darnell Mooney is great. They're still using Jimmy Graham more than Cole Kmet. One day you'll learn, Matt Nagy. One day.
Mason uses Jimmy Graham more than Cole Kmet in franchise.
Yucky. Niners Cardinals.
This is probably a blowout waiting to happen.
The Niners are starting Trey Lance, who is probably better suited for their offense, considering they don't have any more running backs. They have Trey Sermons, though. So, honestly, a deep throwing quarterback is... Yeah. A quarterback that can sling the ball is kind of something they need. Well, don't they have like some wacky stat? Like they have 14 touchdowns this season, and all 14 are by a different player. Or like their first 4 times. That's the most Niners thing ever.
I'm guessing it has at least 2.
Well, their first 14 was for sure. I don't remember if Debo got one after that, but it was some wacky stat like that. I'm like, that is the most Niners offensive thing ever in the modern Niners era. No offense, just throw someone out there and give them a touchdown. I think Trey Lance will make this game closer than it probably should be. For the sole purpose that he can sling the ball deep, and the Cardinals secondary, if your name isn't Byron Murphy, kind of sucks. Byron Murphy's been pretty good this year. Buda Baker has been like non-existent as he normally is. He just kind of exists and helps on the run. Last season he learned how to defend the pass, and this season he pursued back to his normal ways of just kind of tackling. Very good, which is fine. That's more than I could say about most players on the Titans. I don't even remember who the second corner is. It's not Malcolm Butler. He's still on that weird, like, kind of retired but hasn't announced it yet list.
Dre Kirkpatrick.
Oh, yeah. What a stud he is. Isaiah Simmons has been playing more, and he's been pretty good.
Wow, what a surprise!
Who could have guessed? They're still not using him all the time, but when he is out there,
Special teams player.
Cliff Kingsbury's so bad. He's such a bad coach. What? Wait. College coaches don't work. Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury, sure, they're the last undefeated team, but I think that's more because of DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray than it is because of some great play calling by Cliff Kingsbury. If anything, the play calling by Cliff Kingsbury has been bailed out by those two because Kyler Murray just kind of runs around for his life because they refuse to draft anything in the offensive line.
Yeah, I was having a hard time remembering if they blocked it.
No, they didn't. Harold Landry, even in that blowout game, was like getting to Kyler Murray like every other play. That's why. But they're not. But the Niners have not been getting that, and their also entire secondary is hurt. But that's par for the course if you're the Niners. Jason again. He had his one good year to remind everyone of what could have been, and bye. I feel he could have been such a great corner. Only if. I think the Cardinals will win this game, but I think Trey Lance will make it interesting in the fourth quarter when the Cardinals start playing prevent defense and none of their DBs know how to tackle. All right, Gavin. All right, Gavin, you get another banger. Cowboys, Giants.
You know what? Trevon Diggs is going to get 2 more interceptions, so there's 5. Yet they're going to lose this game. So
the Giants are like, the Giants are gonna realize, oh wait, last year we almost made the playoffs, and what did we have to do to do it?
Beat the Cowboys.
Get their ankles. Get the ankles. Everyone die for the ankles. If you make a little twisty twist.
It's actually the exact same situation. The back got hurt last year. Week 5 against the Giants. And it's the second.
And the Cowboys are home.
And the Cowboys are home. It was the exact same scenario. So, look. Joe Judge is kind of insane.
He is. He might injure Dak Prescott himself. He might get on the field, put on a helmet, play linebacker, and just go for it.
I could see them doing some weird targeting stuff. And
if any team's gonna do Bounty Gate 2 in the league right now, it's gonna be the damn Giants. Joe Judge is like a maniac.
So
even more than Urban Meyer's wife for staying with him.
I mean, even though Dan Campbell said he was going to eat kneecaps, I feel like I'm more afraid of Joe Judge.
Because I think the eat kneecaps thing was more of a, we're going to hit you hard, and we're going to be the first ones getting up every time. With Joe Judge, he's like initiating fights at his practices. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. If Dak goes down, that Cowboys offense is done.
Who's their backup? It's not Ben DiNucci, because Jerry Jones finally got... No, they cut him.
I thought he was still there.
They brought in some other white guy, probably. They probably brought in some other white guy.
I'll figure it out. Give me a second. Cowboys back at quarterback is Will Greer.
Oh.
He played a bunch of snaps for the Panthers.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't remember any of them.
Bench for the next XFL quarterback.
The Cowboys don't win. It's only because of injuries. Because this Giants team is bad, really bad.
He played better the last 2 games, so he continues like that against this Giants team. good sign, but
if not, it's Tony Pollard time, baby. Someone's got to use Tony Pollard, please, man. He's like so underutilized, and he's so good.
I think the Cowboys will. I just think it would be funny if the Giants win 2 in a row.
It would be really funny. Bills Chiefs. Bills Chiefs might be a good game. It's just that the Chiefs
I don't think it will.
have been not very good. As in, the Chiefs' defense has been awful, and if the Chiefs' offense even makes one mistake, it feels like they're out for the rest of the game. Like, if Patrick Mahomes tries to do something tries to make like a highlight throw. Yeah, but like, the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs. The Chiefs feel like a shell of what they once were. It feels like watching the Falcons after 28-3, like the season after, where you're like, they'll just come back, and then they sucked. Then they were bad.
Like, they didn't lose any pieces. Like, Falcons, they lost their offensive coordinator. The Chiefs didn't lose anything. They kept the majority of it. They actually improved. They lost their tackles.
They replaced their entire O-line, and their entire O-line has been bad. Weirdly enough, having consistency at a position helps. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that replacing the entirety of your O-line with players who have never, ever, ever played together would be a bad idea?
It's like a Pro Bowl roster out there.
But it's not even like Pro Bowl caliber players. Like, who's their left tackle? Oh, it's Orlando Brown. Who's their right tackle? I don't fucking know. Is it?
It's Mike Runners.
Is it? Or I thought it was Villanueva. Didn't they? No.
Oh yeah.
No. Didn't know the.
That's the Ravens.
That's the Ravens. They're like replaceable. Like the two teams are just the Ravens.
The Ravens playing left tackle now. The Ravens.
Is Ronnie Stanley hurt?
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Orlando Brown really got gypped.
I picked the Bills.
I picked the Bills. I think this could be a blowout. I think the Bills have blown out the last 3 opponents. And I think they're just ready to kill someone.
I think Stephon Diggs is ready to murder the Chiefs by himself. You saw him watch that championship celebration, and he looked like he wanted to run up there and like shoulder tackle like Andy Reid or something. Who hopefully is okay. I don't. Didn't he get rushed up to the hospital like a couple weeks ago? Hopefully he's fine.
Yeah,
is it?
he's better. The Cardinals are the only undefeated team in the league. I think that week 1 game wins the series for the Bills. And I'm afraid that we actually play them late. But it's fine.
Oh, another thriller on Monday night. We have the Colts and the Ravens.
Josh Allen's gonna have 6 minutes.
I'm mad. He breaks every record.
Tom Brady's just sitting on the other side like you.
Tom, oh yeah, you're gonna throw for 600? I'll throw for 800, and I'll throw to Mike Evans twice.
Both for 15 yards.
And 2 touchdowns.
That's cool.
Colts, Ravens, no, Ravens win.
Yep, Ravens win.
Unless the Ravens did exactly what they did last time Monday night. I swear to God, if you do that again, Ravens. As long as the DBs try. You don't even have to try that hard, because the Colts, you just have to look like you're trying.
Who's the biggest threat? T.Y. Hilton?
Zach Pascal, that's who it is.
Yeah, you're right.
He had a good game week 1 against the Seahawks.
I don't think Michael Pittman hit a touchdown yet.
I don't know if he has over 100 yards yet, to be honest. I'm not quite sure. Honestly, the most intriguing thing that come out of this game is that John Harbaugh goes to the other sideline and talks to Frank Reich, asking if he can trade for Marlon Mack. That's literally the only thing that could possibly ever happen is the Colts probably lose this game because They have a jersey ready for him. He just changes over. He's like, all right, guys.
See you later. All right, here's the playbook. Here's the game plan.
We're just gonna give the ball to you 50 times, and you're gonna go for 1,100 yards. All right, bet.
There's ACL on the second part.
Damn, I just gave 3 first-round picks for that guy.
Alright, here's the next. We play next week.
Hey, think they'll give us Hines too? Hold on, let me go check. Runs over back to the sideline. Carson Wentz without ankles is pretty much like playing against Big Ben. Sure, the Ravens' pass rush is bad, but so is the Colts without Quentin Nelson.
They play the Chargers next week, the Ravens. They'll just get Josh Jacks. They'll be fine.
Maybe they'll get Joshua Kelly.
Joshua Kelly's also an option.
Who do they play after that? Is it their bye week?
After that.
No, they'll play the Bengals. I don't know who they're gonna get there.
After that, they do. Yeah, they're playing the Bengals. Trades for Joe Mixon.
And then it's their bye, I believe.
Probably.
Yeah, they have a week 8 bye. But don't worry, because then they get to trade for Alexander Madison.
Alright.
Well, I guess since there's no power ranking, I'll do a quick news segment here. We didn't talk about that. It's week 6, right? That's next week. You want to talk about it?
I don't know what it is. Oh wait, I know what it is. I don't know what's happening, Milking. No, by the time we'll get there, Levante David will be out for the season. We'll probably be missing Mike Edwards too.
Devin White will be your CB1.
Devin, he had some outside corner reps against the Patriots. I saw it.
You know, only the player that allowed, like, what, the most receiving yards last season?
Yeah. Yeah, he was out there. He was trying to cover Nelson.
I think this game's just gonna be funny to watch because it's gonna be like two teams.
Jalen Hurts running for his life.
Let's see Jalen Hurts trying to beat Carson Wentz from Carson Wentz's like last year's in the Eagles. He's trying to play hero ball while the team falls apart around him. While the Buccaneers will probably play down to their opponents, and someone else will tear an ACL for them.
Yeah. We'll actually get to see Jalen Hurts running for his life. Well, every receiver is open on the field. You just can't see it. But
it's because Vita Vea, Shaq Bear, and Jason Pierre-Paul are all in his face, and he's just like, So on the other side,
the football player, Tom Brady, check downs to land for net.
And it's 3 now over and over again, but they never change the game plan.
Yep.
They throw to Mike Evans once, and then they don't throw to him again. And it's because it's in triple coverage, so he drops it.
That's Mike Evans will get one reception in the second quarter, and he won't see the ball again. This guy will touch the ball 4 times, but he won't touch it until the 4th quarter.
All the garbage time after the Bucs are already up by 21 points.
You know what? We don't need to use our wide receivers. They're getting paid $16 million a year.
Just throw to Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski. Don't you understand?
Yeah. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are one of the 4th and 5th highest paid wide receivers.
Irrelevant. Bucs win. If you don't, that's funny.
Why not? We're gonna actually lose to the Dolphins and then lose to the Eagles too.
The Titans lost to the Jets. I mean, it's whatever. I don't even care anymore. Anyway, news. What has happened? Russell Wilson's out at least 6 weeks, it sounds like. What else is there? Dalvin Cook's, I think, is out for a while.
I mean, he's been out on and off.
Yeah. Tampa has no more corners or safeties.
Who needs those?
Kevin King sucks. That's not news.
Eddie Bridgewater's Baker Mayfield's injured. Justin Fields is a starter from here now.
Yes, and so is Trey Lance. It sounds like. Christian Fulton's the best corner in the NFL.
6. Rookie quarterback 7.
That's maybe they'll throw less than 100 combined picks this year.
Hey, it's okay. Next year we'll have 0.
Christian Fulton is the best corner in the league, while the Jaguars trade their first round pick corner for a white guy.
Stephon Gilmore also went to that same team for a 6th round pick,
which will probably end up also being a white guy knowing the Patriots. And actually probably playing the exact same position. And will probably end up being a Hall of Famer or something.
He'll be a strong safety out of like
UL Monroe.
No, strong safety out of Drake.
They'll pick up a tight end out of Drake. His name will be Carl Bartlett. Chiefs suck. Carson Wentz sprained both his ankles and then still decided he wanted to play football. That was interesting. Anything else happened? Is that it? I'm trying to think. I'm looking through. Oh, yeah. Let me tell Urban Meyer. Why not? It's a shorter podcast. Let's talk about Urban Meyer. So, the entire story so far is he sucks, and then gets a link to a job at USF. Then after losing to the Bengals, right? Was it after that? He goes to a bar. He doesn't go home with the team. He goes to quote unquote hang out with his grandchildren. And then a video comes out of a girl. Oh, yeah. That'd make the story so much worse. But of this girl just grinding on Urban Meyer and him. You know, I don't think it was grinding. It's just he just had to make sure that they were showing him press coverage. I don't know why you want to learn that from Urban Meyer though, because the Jaguars don't cover anything. She might have been the receiver though, so he might have been doing some classic Urban Meyer coverage there. People see it, everyone laughs at him. Shad Khan's like, bro, what the fuck? And the locker room's like, bro, what the fuck? And then his wife's like,
nice job.
Go get him, Tiger. Flamingo emoji. And then people start shitting on his wife because I guess they're really religious. So, yeah. What do I think will happen out of all this? Fake heart attack in week 7. Not a real one. Yeah. Resigns from his position. Week 10, signs with UCF. Not UCF. USF. Whatever.
3 weeks later, realizes he's a bad college coach too. Quits. Goes home.
And claims to go home. Goes to a bar.
Alright. Oh, that's the end of this. Okay.
Yeah.
Chatmendy is nothing.
Thank you, Trats. This is Chatmendy.